Hi family, welcome to part 2 of the voices in my head are too loud. A quick recap, we've identified that we have voices, and these voices, they manifest in different ways. It can be through the things that the teachers told us, our parents told us, our friends told us, our lovers told us, strangers told us, our bosses, and sometimes it can be the devil himself and his agent. Doesn't matter who it is, but the thing is, we need to then start killing these voices. Remember, we said we are not going to silence them, we're going to kill them, because if we silence them, they'll be quiet for a while and they will come back the loudest. And remember, we've said some of us, we have been living with these voices for far too long. They've even taken over. They're not renting in our heads anymore, they're owning without paying the mortgage. So, and on top of that, they've even invited their cousins. If, for example, your main resident was Fear, Fear has even called cousin inconsistency to come, cousin insecurity to come, cousin anxiety, so cousin laziness as well. Yeah, it's a big family, guys. Oh, that thing has a big family. So some of us, our heads are filled with so many of these voices. But today, we are going to kill them. But first, before we kill, I want us to then go by each area and try to identify. And remember, not all areas will your voices be the loudest. So, for example, let's start with the main one, the spiritual. I know for sure in my spiritual, I don't really have the loudest voice. I do have the voices where they'll be like, do you really trust God? And the Bible says faith without action is dead. And the moment the voices says, do you really trust God? Then it affect my faith in God. So, but I think the loudest voice for so many in this area is the voice that says, you have sinned so much, you have done so bad that even God himself is unable to forgive you. So why are you going to bother praying? Why are you going to bother saving God? Because the way you have sinned, God himself will not forgive you. And it's so easy to say that is impossible because you don't have those voices. But trust me, there are people who have cancelled their relationship with God. They've cancelled themselves. God did not cancel them because they feel that they have sinned the biggest sin. And unfortunately, there's no such thing as a biggest sin and the smallest sin. God sees sin as a sin. However, those people today, they've left they are praying. They have left prayer because they feel like God doesn't even listen to them. And the moment they've done that, it has had a ripple effect in other areas of their lives. So wherever you are today, I want to remind you that God forgives everyone. God does not look at a sin as a big and a small and a medium sin. God forgives each and every sin. And when he forgives, he forgets. He will never ever remind you of your sin. Whatever it is that you have done in the secret places of your life, whatever it is that you have done and you feel like because the human being cannot forgive you and you feel like God can't forgive you, stop listening to that voice. That voice wants you to terminate your relationship with God so that you can go and live a messed up life. I want to challenge you today to just pause this video if it is for you, this part. Just say, God, I surrender, take me back, I am so sorry. But remember, God has already forgiven you. So if it's you, next time the voice comes and say you are not forgiven, Just remind those voices that Jesus did not die in vain. He died for a person like me because he knew I was going to sin. But because of his blood, your sins gets to be washed away. So I want you to go back to God, rebuild that relationship, and you will see your life works in a different way that you've never ever experienced. And then the second area that I want us to look at is our physical, right? Because we are spiritual, then we're physical. And some of us, most of us, that's where the voices are the loudest. The voices can be saying that you are too big, nobody's gonna want you. You are too dark, nobody's gonna want you because men want yellow bones. You know, you are, look at yourself. Who do you think is gonna love you like that? You know, you are so ugly. Yeah, there are people who tell themselves that they're ugly. I thank God that I never have those voices where they say I'm ugly. Look at me. He created me in his own image. There's no way I can ever say I'm ugly. But as much as it's so easy for me to never say to myself I'm ugly, there are people who are struggling because everywhere they go, they're being told they're ugly. Everywhere they go, we're being told that we're too dark. Dark for what? I'm black. So you see, again, those voices are not the loudest, but there are people who today they cannot even go out, they can't socialize because they've been told so many things. I mean, there's so many bad words that people describe people. And if you're one of them, if you are suffering from body conscious because of the things, the voices that keeps reminding you of what people have said about you, I want you to look in your mirror and you say, damn, you look good. You were created in his image. He did not make a mistake. You look damn good. Because again, some people are stuck in their houses, guys. They're unable to even network. They're unable to even form relationships. They can't even date because of what they were told. And I want you to know that those voices are a lie. You are beautiful. You are beautiful as dark as you are. Look at us, the dark people. You are beautiful even if you're not a yellow bone. You are beautiful with whatever imperfection that you have. We're all imperfect. We all have our own. But the thing is, the more you focus on it, the more imperfect it will be. So I want you to take this exercise and you go to the mirror and you start affirming yourself. You start saying, damn, I'm good, I look so fly. Because when you start saying that, you start believing. Don't see this confidence and think, oh, I wish I was like it. I had to do the work. As dark as I am, I've been told a lot that I'm too dark, that my forehead is too big, that I've got big boobies. But you know what? I love me myself. I love me enough for the both of them, for the both of us. But you know what? I love myself for the both of us. So in my darkness, I still love myself. So the moment the voice comes and say you're not yellow bone, you're not gonna be loved, just say, I'm African, baby. I am African. The sun has hit my skin. Look at this melanin. And it sounds like a joke, but the moment you keep saying it, you're gonna start believing it. And I want you to go out there, put yourself out there, find friends who are gonna affirm you. Or you can be my friend, then I'll affirm you every day until you believe it. Because it's so painful to see people starving themselves because they've been told they're too big. So what do? They continue to eat so they can be big, so that they can prove us right. I don't know what situation you are at, but if you are suffering from any of these things regarding your physical, always remember, God did not make a mistake. He made you the way you are for a reason. So start loving yourself, start embracing yourself, and start celebrating yourself. Celebrate all the imperfection, because it's from there that your imperfection will start looking perfect. Go ahead, perfect. Yes. Okay, and then the third one, it's then our, okay, the third one, it's our psychological. We are spiritual being, then we become physical to live in this world. And for us to live, it means our mind must be sane, right? It means psychologically we have to be okay. So I know there are people who are suffering, they've been made fun of because they've got depression. Mental health is real, guys. Mental health is real. And some have been told that they're moody. Some have been told that, Wena, we can't chill with you the moment you're happy, this moment you're sad. But because they are going through depression. And I want you to know, if it's you, who your voices says to you, you will never be loved by anyone, you will never be embraced because you're different. I want you to know that you have a condition, and we're here to support you. And I know most of us are people, we don't know much about mental health, and I'm hoping that one of the things that we will be addressing here is the issue of mental health, to understand what depression looks like, what causes it, and how can one deal with it or maintain it or take care of themselves when they suffer from it. So if you have been told that you're moody, if you have been told that you are crazy, if you have been told that you're different because of any of the other mental health that you're suffering from, I want you to know today that it's because they don't know better. Those voices, they don't know better. You know, your colleagues, they don't know better. Your very own family doesn't know better. And I want you, instead of pulling away, being angry, I want you to start educating the people around you about mental health. And trust you me, if we all educated, it will be easier to support those who suffer from mental health. So next time the voices come, just say, no, they're not saying that because they mean it. They're saying that because they don't understand what mental health is. And I am going to educate them so that they can treat me differently. And then the fourth area is our emotional, right? And I want to give an example here, mostly regarding men. In most cultures, our culture, our people's culture, men are being taught that they cannot cry. When you cry, it's a sign of weakness. And that has created a generation of men who are suffering a lot. I'm not saying that men must just cry, but I'm saying that it's okay to cry. And one of the things that happens is that men are unable to show emotion. And maybe your voices are saying, you dare share how you feel. You're going to be called a sissy for the rest of your life. And some, the voices are saying, you dare express yourself, as a loving, kind human being. You're going to be labeled like you are being bewitched. But I want you today to silence those voices. When those voices become loud and say you dare share your emotions, you're going to be a sissy. You say, I'd rather be a sissy and leave than me being a celebrated man and die from depression because I can't even express how I feel. And I know so many men are suffering inside. Like T.D. Jakes said in one of the most powerful sermon that he's ever given, and I hope that most men are going to watch that, where he said so many men are in a cage because they're not taught how to express emotion. You go through a lot, you can't say it. If you say it, it's on the surface. If you say to your friend, hey bruh, things are not well, but you never get into the details of it because you don't want to look like you are weak. Let me tell you, what makes you weak is you not expressing yourself. Let's turn this thing around, where we start saying that you are weak because you don't express yourself, and we celebrate the people who express themselves, men especially. If we do that, if men start doing that, we're going to have a healthier men. We're going to have a healthier relationship with men. Because guys, let me tell you, it's tough. It's tough to see that somebody's hurting, but they can't even tell you because they don't want to look like they're sissies. So I want us to change and say, I am going to start speaking up. I am tired. I'm dying inside. This financial responsibility is like too much. I cannot do it. Because, yes, I'm a man. But just because I'm a man doesn't mean that I am able to do anything and everything in the situation that I am. So please, if that voice says you dare cry, you dare share your emotion, that voice says you dare cry, you dare share your emotion, say to your voice, sit down. I'm a man. Let me do what is best for me. And trust me, speaking, sharing will do you so much good than you keeping it up inside. I have seen people commit suicide because they were too scared to tell you what was happening, because you were going to laugh at them and say they were not men enough. So let's cancel this culture of men not being emotional and celebrating them. No, let's start a culture of celebrating men who speak up. Men are same as us women. The only difference we know is the difference between women and men, but in terms of emotion, we're the same. We hurt and they hurt, right? So what gives you a right to say we can hurt and they can't? That is nonsense. Either commits suicide, or he either changes his personality, or he either isolates himself from people because what he's going through is too much. I think we need a deeper conversation about this uncomfortable conversation. But for now, please, men, let's start speaking out. Speaking out doesn't mean go share your secrets. Speaking out, it means that you're saying, I cannot do it. I can't handle it. I am tired. I need help. Again, you don't even know how to ask for help. You think that as a man you must carry everything. No. You can't do that yourself. You cannot. So please, I want you to let go of that mentality of saying, I'm a man, I need to deal with it on my own. You don't have friends for no reason. You have friends because when the going gets tough, they need to help you carry whatever it is. See, us women, you think we talk too much, but we're doing it for our sanity. And I wish you men can get to that point where you start talking too much so that you can maintain your sanity. To the next one, which is our professional, our work. Society has taught us what, guys? In order to make money, you have to work. You have to wake up, go to work, so you can make money. That era is gone. Gone. Kapush. Gone. Right? So, here, the loudest voice in most cases for people is when you want to leave your job and start a business. the voice are gonna convince you. At the age of 40, oh, you want to stop the job that you've been comfortable in, the job that has been giving you so much benefit, and you want to take a risk to the unknown? You better be crazy. And by the way, do you know that in your family no one has ever done this before? So what makes you feel better? You know you're gonna fail. So sit down, wake up, go to work, get your salary, suffer between the days of the month and wait for your salary. That is gonna be your life for the rest of your life. I bet you if you can do a research, and most people that are at the offices will find that most of them are suffering from this loud voice where it says, not for you. Then if it's not for us, who's it for? I'm proud of so many of my friends who have left their jobs to go to the unknown, and they're doing well. Big up to you. I hope that you continue to give us the strength to do it. It's too short to wake up every single morning to go to a job that you hate and get a salary that doesn't even sustain you. Life is just too short, guys. We need to live in our fullness. We need to do something. We need to kill that voice once and for all. If it's for you, I want you to put a plan to say, in 2 years' time, I see myself doing this, and this is how I'm going to achieve it, and this is how I'm going to save in order for me to sustain myself while I start building my business. And from me to you, you will do well. As long as you go there fearless, you will do well. There's so many opportunities for us, especially young, not young, but a black woman, a black man. We have so many opportunities out there, but we're so conditioned that you need a job to be stable. So I want us to silence those voices that says, stay there, you're comfortable, wherever you're going, you're not going to do better. So let's silence that. The 8th one is social. This is where we relate with anyone that is a human being. And the voices here are the loudest that they can ever be. And relationship with our siblings. Some are not talking to their siblings, guys. And that voice keeps saying, see, that one, you dare forgive them. They will come back and they will mess up your life. They've hurt you so bad, you can't even trust them. And it's the saddest thing to see siblings not speaking to each other, guys, because it doesn't affect them alone, it affects even their kids, you know. So if it's you're not talking to your mom, your siblings, or dad, I don't know who it is, because the voice kept saying there's no way you can forgive that person. If you dare forgive, you're gonna suffer. I know that sometimes it's genuine, but I want to remind you that forgiveness is about you. It's okay not to talk to them if they've really done something that is like that major, but I want you to release them from your heart. I want you to say, I forgive them, even if I'm not ready to speak to them. Because I don't want you, when they pass away and you say, I wish I had. So look at yourself. Look at what reason caused this strife, and try to forgive, man. Life is too short. COVID has taught us that life is too short. People were dying without us even being ready to say our goodbyes, and it's not worth it. It's not worth it, because anger kills you, it doesn't kill them. So I want you to reach out. When you're ready, you can reach out and say, I'm sorry, I want to start over. Or you can sit in your room, write a letter, express how bad they've hurt you. If possible, send it to them. If not, read it out loud, burn it, heal, forgive, move on. But this is an area where most of us are suffering it in terms of the voices. It's where we need so much healing, because like I said, as a human being, you need other human beings in our lives, and human beings had each other, and the voices are having a party when it comes to this area, because that's where we fail, most of us. Nobody teaches us how to love our siblings. Nobody teaches us how to love our parents. Nobody teaches us how to love our friends, and the worst part is that when I'm born, I have a sibling. No, we don't even agree to say this is how we're going to do our siblingship, right? We just go with the flow, and yes, along the way we're going to hate each other. And that's where the voices thrive, because they'll be like, they hate you, not going to talk to them. No, move on, girl, you're fine without them. And you're not. So wherever you are, I want you to mend your relationships. I want you to forgive them, even if you can't talk to them. If they've passed, I want you to breathe in and out and said, I know I don't have another chance, but I can still release you and let you rest in peace. Let's heal, people. Let's heal. Let's stop listening to these voices. And again, forgiveness, it's you killing that voice that says you can never do that. So let's heal. Let's heal, people. I don't know where in the areas of your life where the voices are the loudest. Let me know. But whatever area, I want you to work on it. Choose two. Don't choose a lot. It's going to overwhelm you. You end up not doing anything about it. Choose two. Which two areas in your life are the voices the loudest? And you start working on it. And what triggers these voices? Is it just before you do something? Is it after something has happened? Identify that. Put on a strategy with a plan to say, next time it happens, I am going to do this. And remember, the Bible covers everything. You can use the Bible to silence those voices. Some of you need to go to therapy to kill your voices. Some of you just need forgiveness to kill the voices. Some of you just need discipline to kill the voices. Some of you just need to let go of tradition to kill the voices. I don't know how and where the voices are the loudest, but I do know one thing. If you put on the work, if you start becoming aware of you, who you are, how this voice are impacting you, you'll be okay. You'll be able to get through this. You are going to be able to throw out that government in your head, inside your head, that has promised you the world and has delivered zero. Because I can guarantee you one thing. Those voices, all they want to see is you fail. All they want to see is you stagnate. All they want to see is you in your comfort zone. All they want to see is you at the lower version of yourself. What do you want to do? Has it worked out for you and your voices? You and your voices being friends, has it worked out? I don't think so. Look at your life. You know that there are areas where you could have been thriving right now. But the voices, the insecurity, the anxiety, the procrastination, the fear, the unforgiveness has been holding you for too long. I want you to release all of those things. I want you to be free. It's a journey. You'll never stop becoming. And this is just the beginning of our journey. There's still more that we're going to learn and discover about ourselves. But for now, work on you. It's going to get better. Just takes time. You're becoming. It's gonna be worth it. I love you. Thank you for watching. And remember, never stop becoming. I love you. Bye.